At CES 2018, Razer showed off their Razer Nommo Chroma and Razer Nommo Pro. The Nommo Chroma has been on sale for a few months now, but we're still waiting on the Nommo Pro. But a few months after CES, Logitech announced and launched their first gaming-oriented speakers, the G560 with RGB goodness. For $50 more than the Nommo Chroma, the G560 offers everything the Nommo Pro does. Now, this isn't a full review on either of these speakers. I'm just trying to point out the most important differences between them so I can help you with your purchase decision. If you want to learn more about either of these speakers, then watch their full reviews. The Nommo Chroma, which has the RGB base, currently retails for $150. The Logitech G560 currently retails for $200, and the yet-to-be-released Nommo Pro is slated to retail for $500. If you want to pick either of these speakers up, I'll have a link in the description below, and if you use the link, it really helps out the channel. Both the Razer Nommo Chroma and G560 have some form of RGB lighting that will flash in correlation with what you're playing, but their setups and capabilities are very different. The lighting on the Nommo Chroma is very localized to just its base, whereas the G560 has two sets of LEDs that can flash independently from one another. There are your front LEDs facing you, and then there are LEDs on the back that act more like a floodlight. And these rear-facing LEDs are meant to immerse you deeper into your game, but in order to get the most out of the G560, you need to have a gaming setup that's up against a not too cluttered wall, and you might have to play around with the placement of the speakers themselves for optimal results. But if you have the proper gaming setup for the G560, the end results can be truly amazing, because in order to get a similar lighting effect with the Nommo Chroma or Nommo Pro, you would have to invest in some Philips Hue light strips and bulbs and get them all set up in Synapse 3. Sure, the Razer and Philips Hue combo might be more impressive and capable, but it's also much more expensive, and the G560 is a much easier solution. Sure, the illuminated base on the Nommo Chroma looks great and all, but I can't deny the G560s look more epic. The setup on these speakers is also very different. The G560 is a 2.1 speaker setup consisting of two satellite speakers with 2.5 inch diameter drivers and a subwoofer with a 6.5 inch diameter downward firing driver. The Nommo Chroma is just a 2.0 speaker setup with 3 inch diameter drivers and rear firing bass ports. If you want a subwoofer, then you're gonna have to shell out $500 for the Nommo Pro. But both of these speaker setups have their own pros and cons. With the G560, you're going to get chest-thumping, wall-shaking bass either when you're playing music or when gunshots and explosions go off in your game. But you also have to have enough space to accommodate the subwoofer. And I don't think you're going to be able to get too much use out of it either way if you live in a dorm or an apartment, cause you might end up getting a call from your landlord. The Nommo Chroma, on the other hand, is much more compact, but don't expect to get anywhere near the same type of bass performance as the G560. What caught me off guard the first time I heard the Nommo Chroma was just how good it actually sounded. The mids and highs are surprisingly detailed. There's enough bass to keep you satisfied, but nowhere near as much as the G560 for obvious reasons. The G560 also sounds good, but only after going into the EQ settings and lowering the bass and bringing the mids out a bit. But still, I couldn't help but notice the soundstage and the highs were a little bit better on the Chroma than they were on the G560. And when it comes to loudness, the G560 gets so loud that at max volume, I don't even think it's safe for your eardrums. So I never really need to go past 75% volume on the G560. The Nommo Chroma, on the other hand, doesn't get nearly as loud as the G560, but at its max volume, it's enough. And both of these speakers do a pretty good job of preventing sound distortion as they get louder. But the Logitech G560 has one major feature the Nommo Chroma doesn't have, and that's Bluetooth. You can connect and stream your music from your phone on the G560, whereas with Razer speakers, you're gonna have to get the Nommo Pro if you want the Bluetooth. But the final thing the G560 has over the Razer Nommo Chroma is just their overall build quality. The Nommo Chroma has a polarizing design that some will like and others will hate, but their build quality is not that great. I managed to snap the neck off of its base from a seemingly harmless drop, so you have to be gentle with them. The G560 on the other hand are built like a tank, both the satellite speakers and the subwoofer. And personally, I really hope the Razer Nommo Pro has improved build quality, especially in that neck. If you're trying to choose between either of these speakers and you have the proper gaming setup and space, I say the better buy here is the Logitech G560. For the extra $50, you're getting a 2.1 speaker setup with a rather impressive light feature that does more to immerse you into your game right out of the box than the Razer Nommo Chroma can. Logitech came out swinging with their G560, and I feel Razer is really gonna have a lot to prove to justify that $500 price tag on their Nommo Pro. The only benefit I see right now are the dedicated tweeters, but believe it or not, I still prefer to have my Nommo Chroma on my desk just because they are much more compact. The way my setup is right now, I just don't have the extra room for the subwoofer. And if you're somebody with a cramped desk or if you're constantly moving your gaming setup, then the simplicity of the Nommo Chroma might be more your style. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and get subscribed. It helps out more than you realize. Support the channel by clicking on the links down below, and I'll catch you next time.